PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with the PWCC January premiere recap. I've got to be lightning quick on this. I've got a ton of stuff to do today on this Friday. I've got real work to do. I've got card stuff to do. I'm taking my oldest daughter down to the Pelicans Thunder game tonight. We're trying to cut out early afternoon to miss some of the horrific New Orleans traffic. So I'm going to be quick here. I'm not going to waste too much time. I do want to mention I was on the live stream last night on Sports Card Live with the great Jeremy Lee, and Adam Gray joined us as well. And I had a blast. We were on for over 2 hours kind of looking at the cards, not just basketball like we're going to see today, but basketball, baseball, football, hockey, Magic, Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, stuff like that. And so it was interesting and it was fun to be a part of. So I appreciate Jeremy for inviting me and letting me do that and comment on some of the cards, specifically mostly the basketball cards, because that's really all I know. So let me get you going here. Not very many cards. I think we got 24 cards. Number one is a Chet Holmgren Fast Break Black PSA 10, 1 of 1, 1010. This is a card that I said during the live stream last night, it does not belong in the premier auction. It's $4,920 with BP. The purpose of this auction, the cards should be hitting $15,000 or more. I just didn't think this card belonged in there. Somebody made a note, well, it's the right product and it's the right player. And I'm like, it's the right player. It's 1 of 1. That's what it's got going for it. Prism is the other thing it's got going for it. The thing it doesn't have going for it is that it's fast break autographs, and that it's a sticker autograph, and that it's, amongst 23 other cards that are just flat out superior. I mean, it ended for almost half as much as any other card in here, so I just didn't think it belonged in here. The Jordan Jambalaya BGS 9 sells for $8,850. That is a rookie Jambalaya, and that's the best you can do. No 97 for LeBron. Obviously, he'd have been a baby. Not a baby, but a little kid killing middle school AAU in 1997. The first card we're going to look up is this 2007 Topps Chrome Orange Refractor Durant. These were serial number to 199. This is a PSA 10. It sold for $11,100. That is the only sale of this card in the last year. In the last 2 years, as you can see, the card once hit $87,000. The Suns are on fire. Durant's looking really good. He just got named a starter on the All-Star team for like the bazillionth time. He's still got a lot of meat left on the bone, a lot of tread on the tires, as they say. This is a Pop 18 in a PSA 10. $11,100 is the lowest this card has sold for in the last 8 sales in the last 2 years. And so you don't have to be a genius to read this graph. That's a pretty good price, a pretty nice pickup last night for anybody looking to get into Durant. A card that we talked about at length last night, the Molten Metal Fusion Titanium, serial numbered to 40, kind of laser cut, kind of stamped into the card, the numerator and the denominator for the serial numbering. This Iverson card is a Pop 3. There are no BGS 9.5s or 10s in existence. It went for $13,800. One of the tier 1 type cards from 90s basketball. I'm sure almost everybody would agree. This, for Jordan is probably one of his 10 to 12, maybe 12 to 15th best cards in existence, excluding 1-of-1s, of course, excluding autographs, just true inserts or parallels. In this case, it's an insert parallel. So a tier 1 card there. The John Morant True RPA 8.5 does $15,900. I remember there was a time where those were running wild. I won't show you the graph. You just got to trust me that this is significantly down from peak. We're going to look up the Jordan Ultra Stars Gold because this is a card that I'm super fond of. I'm lucky to own a quad 9.5. This was an 8.5. There was 2 of these in the auction last night. We'll get to the 9.5 in a second. This 8.5 goes for $16,200. Here it is on the graph. Only 2 sales in the last 2 years. And ironically, they came about a month apart in the last month. So the day before New Year's Eve, the card sold for $20,740, and then last night it dropped 21%, almost 22% to $16,200. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a 1 in 28,800 pack odds card. It's only been graded, including cracks and resubs, it's only been graded 89 times ever. So the question is, how many were actually printed? That's really the question. And I know there's a great Instagram account that may go back and do some of that reverse engineering and figure out what the potential print run was for a card that was 1 in 28,800 ultra packs. We got a Steph Curry card, a patch auto. I just don't talk about these on the channel because there's so many of them. I get it. This one's probably special to somebody for some reason. But it is a PSA 10. It's a good looking patch window. It's serial number to 10. It's PSA 10. It's pop 1. 16,200 for that card. And then this card, the gentleman who bought this card actually chimed in on the live stream last night. And you know, we were congratulating him because when it comes to Luka Doncic, if you throw out the patches and autographs and things like that, and you throw out the one-on-ones, this is a really big Luka Doncic card that has seen greatness in the past and has dropped all the way to $17,100. Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you $17,100 is not a lot of money, but when you see where this card has been in the past, namely $72,000, let's go all time. The card sold for $105,000. So at one point it sold for a Ferrari. I don't know how much Ferraris are, but it sold for a Ferrari, and now it's selling for a used Honda Accord. In my book, the buying time is real, right? This is all the way back to, you know, almost 2000, early 2020 prices. But the good news is that despite this noticeable, consistent decline over the last 2 years, if we look at the last 6 months, again, the card is down, but it jumped from the last sale. So 16,200 in December, 17,100 last night in the January Premier Monthly Auction. Here's a card we talked about a great deal last night because we were comparing this card on your screen. This is the 2019 Immaculate 1 of 1, PSA 8.5, 10 for the auto. We were comparing that with his True RPA BGS 9. And it does have a 10 autograph on this BGS on the back as well. They sold for about the same, but all night we kept saying, and we were, you know, it was unanimous amongst the three of us, we would all prefer the Immaculate Collection 1 of 1 PSA 8.5 10 for the auto over the True RPA BGS 9. They ended up selling for a what, you know, about the same price, $18,300 and $19,500. We got a 1997 Metal Universe Championship precious metal gems. These were serial number to 50, remember. Number 14 sequentially, chronologically. This is the third PMG for all of those players from the 97 and 98 years. 19,800 for this Penny Hardaway. It is a pop 4 and a PSA 8, and only 2 are graded higher. For those of you who don't know, it's very difficult to grade PMGs. It's just very, very difficult. The 99 Skybox Premium Star Rubies. I didn't know this. These are serial numbered to 45, which I found odd. I don't collect 1999 because Jordan didn't have, it wasn't a playing year Jordan in 1999. It doesn't have a 99 Star Rubies as far as I know. This is serial number to 45. It's a BGS 8.5. It's sold for $23,400. A great image of Kobe on that card. The 2009 Topps Chrome Standard Old Steph Curry Topps Chrome base PSA 10 does $24,600 for that serial number to 999. And then the LeBron Rookie Exquisite Collection Patch Auto serial number to 100 BGS 9 10 for the auto does $26,100 right next to a Michael Jordan BGS 9.5 Min Gem, which sells for $27,000. We're going to take a quick peek at the 9.5 and what it's done. Again, if there's ever a chart that looks like a fat guy doing an EKG on a treadmill, it's the BGS 9.5 MJ, because if you get Gem Plus or Gem Plus Plus, and then you compare it to, you know, minimum gem, you're going to get wild undulations in what people are willing or not willing to pay for the card. Last night's card was just a regular old Min Gem. It was a good looking copy of the 9.5 if you ask me. This card's been at an incredible number in years past, but I think we're kind of finding the floor now. It's still down 18%. Tuck this away. The BGS 9.5, and again, it's hard because there's so many different 9.5s, is theoretically just beginning data point to ending data point, down 18.18%. Wait till you see what the PSA 10 is doing based on last night's sale of the PSA 10, which was the highest selling card in the entire auction, the 86 Fleer, number 57. Same card, just in the PSA 10 slab. The last 3 sales of the card, 31, 27, and 27. So not too surprising last night. It's a pop 540 in that 9.5 slab. On to the big dog. So now we got a Min Gem Ultra Stars Gold, right? We looked at the 8.5. Now we're going to look at the 9.5. So on Card Ladder, I'm going to switch over. There's actually more 9.5s than 8.5s. The card does grade really well. But like I said, only 89 have ever been graded between PSA and BGS. The 9.5 is actually down 66% in the last 2 years. Guys, in the last 2 years, this card has eclipsed 100,000 and then almost eclipsed 100,000 twice. And then from there, it's been nothing positive, nothing good. There was a private sale for a 9.5 for 64 grand in November of 2022. Since then, it's sold twice, 36 and 33.9. So again, I have a 9.5 that I acquired. It's a quad gem, and I acquired it in a private sale, and I acquired it for a price less than this. And so I am still okay with my purchase price and happy with my entry point. But this Min Gem 9.5, that's kind of the going rate now. I think we can kind of safely say low 30s, mid 30s, something like that. And then the only card that I made a run at, and it was a whale. And I say I made a run at it. Really, I didn't. I sort of sniffed around. I saw where this thing was going. I knew I was outmatched by somebody with FU deep pockets, and I just bowed out of the game crazy early. I was not getting anywhere remotely close to this number. Again, I'm sure I know whoever won this card, so I don't mean to offend anybody, but that's a reach. 37,200. It's a great card. It's a great MJ card. It's a pop 5. If you don't get it, you may not see another one. We'll look at the data, and you guys can draw your own conclusions. I think we will. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here you go. So I've got just 97 profiles, SP Jordan, sorted by the highest price ever paid. You'll see, last night, this PSA 10 sold for $37,200. That's more than double the highest price ever paid for this card in any grade in history of the world, including the year 2021. 37,200 is a really big number. I was willing to chase this thing up to the low 20s, and I bid accordingly. And I wasn't even in the conversation. I wasn't even in the rearview mirror of the 2 guys or the 3 guys or the 12 guys or whoever chased this thing all the way up to 37,200. That is an impressive number. I wonder if that will have an effect on a Profiles 3 PSA 9 or a PSA 8 or a BGS 9.5. I wonder how that's going to work. So while it does say that, sorry, I lost this item, I lost before the race even began, to be quite honest with you. Next, we got a really clean LeBron. It does have an NBA gold sticker, and if you don't think it matters, you're wrong. It does, and let me show you how I know that. The 2003 Topps Chrome number 111 refractor, $38,400 last night. I've got it right here. This is what the chart looks like. The last one sold for $24,000. This exceptional copy last night jumped all the way to $38,400. That is the 3rd highest sale out of the last 25 sales. And don't look now, but that sale means the LeBron's up 6.67% over the last 1 year. Now, again, data points beginning to end. It's ignoring everything that's in the middle. And, 22 data points between the beginning and the end have been lower than the end data point. And so there's more to the story. Don't just look over here at this green number and say, the LeBron refractor's up. This LeBron refractor's up, but that doesn't necessarily mean the next one that sells is not going to go back down here and sell for the low 20s, mid 20s, something like that. So let's keep our eye on that floor. Somebody last night, I think Jeremy mentioned it's a high pop card. It's easy to find. It's all about perspective. Is 177 high pop? I don't know, but I know this: the demand for the card is going to be pretty damn high. And the reason I know that is because I know the demand for the 69 tall boy Kareem. I know the demand for the 61 Fleer Wilt. I know the demand for the Topps Bill Russell. I know the demand for the 72 Doc. I know the demand for the 86 Fleer Jordan, and I know the demand for the 1980 Bird Magic. This card's going to follow in the footsteps of all of those iconic cards as one of the most recognizable cards in the history of basketball card collecting. Like it or not, you may be a Jordan fan like me. You may think Jordan's the GOAT. You may think Kareem's the GOAT if you're really old, or you may be one of those weirdos who thinks Paul George is the GOAT. No matter what you think about basketball, I am telling you right now, this card's falling in line with all those other cards that I just mentioned. And, if you want to throw the Kobe 96 Chrome refractor in there, you can throw that one in there as well. The demand for this card over time is only going to grow, and it's already an astonishing demand. There is no question. I don't know how to quantify that. But Pop 177, while it might be high for a Brook Lopez rookie card, it's probably not high for a LeBron James rookie card because there's so many people that collect LeBron and so many people that will in the future. Especially once he retires. He will be remembered very fondly, despite the fact that there's so many haters right now. Kobe was the exact same way. Speaking of Kobe, 2003 limited logos BGS 9 Kobe does $42,000. Those limited logos are serial numbered to 75, and that also is a 10 autograph on the back as well. The next card we're going to look up is a card that's near and dear to my heart. The 1997 Finest Golden Balls Refractor, Michael Jordan, BGS 9. It sells for $43,200. Those cards are serial numbered to, let's take that out. Those cards are serial serial number to 74. See if that matters. It didn't really matter. So let's look at the highest price ever paid for this stinking card. Last night was, yeah, okay, I see. What did we say? 43,200. Yeah. So last night's sale was 43,200 right here, down here. I'm trying to see another BGS 9. I guess we need to just sort by BGS 9. The card sold for 96,000 in a BGS 9 in 2021. Obviously, we're slightly down from there, right? I think we can do that math. But let's plug in BGS 9, and there you go. The highest prices ever paid for the BGS 9. You got a bunch of them in a row. Now, here's the trick with this card. The greening is the concern. This card last night is right here, and you can see the picture over here on your right, and you're thinking, well, it looks kind of green to me because his legs and knees, his arms and shit. But look at his jersey. I want you to just hyper-focus on his jersey and see the jersey is clearly red. But let me show you a couple of these other ones. Here's a 9.5. What color is his jersey? It ain't red. And so this 9.5 with a 9.5 surface has greened post slabbing more so than last night's BGS 9. And so that's another example of why you buy the card, not the grade. Again, I'm just happy that I've got the copy that I've got, and mine's got better color than both of those, to be honest with you. But here's another one that looks really refractory, but again, the jersey looks like it's almost white. And then is this the same one? That's my question. 4240. Let's see. It is 4240. So the same exact card, same exact cert number that sold for $96,000 in 2021 sold last night for $43,200. That is less than half value, but it's still a pretty decent number, and it's about what I expected for the Golden Boss Refractor, to be quite honest with you. Right next to that, we got a Kobe Jordan on card, PSA 10, serial number to 10, Pop 1 autograph. It sold for $51,600. This is the 1-2 combo jersey from 2003 Upper Deck Glass, and if you look real close and squint, you can tell that Jordan card is in fact a 2-color patch. Next, I'm not going to talk much about this. Last night on the live stream, I felt it was my obligation as a representative of PWCC to be really polite about this card. This is a freaking joke to me. Like, I think this has to be some kind of sick joke. The fact that anybody paid $78,000 for a Caitlin Clark sticker autograph card in an Iowa uniform is sickening and disturbing and confusing to me. Let me know in the comments if I'm bananas, and if you're one of those people out there that's like, Caitlin Clark would bust your ass, or Caitlin Clark is, going to change the women's game, or the WNBA is growing in popularity. You're full of shit. It's not. It's not a good product. It's not fun to watch. Basketball requires an element of verticality, and unfortunately, it just does not translate well, in my opinion. It is absolutely in every way unwatchable to the human eye. To me, as someone who's grown up in basketball and watched basketball forever, and I don't say this about all female sports. You guys know I have daughters who play collegiate soccer. I've watched women's tennis. I get very into women's tennis. I get into women's soccer. I get into watching women in track and field. They're not moving as quickly as the men. They're not jumping as high as the men, but it's different. There's something about basketball where the fact that you need a vertical element to really make basketball what it is, it's just not there. And while I do believe she's a very gifted and very skilled female basketball player, I feel that one day whoever purchased this card is going to woefully regret paying $78,000 for that card, considering some of the cards that are just below it that they could have picked up for significantly less money. That's just my personal opinion. You can hate me for it. You can call me sexist. You can do whatever you want. Like I said, I love watching certain women's sports. Basketball is just not one of them. I don't know what else to say. 1997 Z-Force Super Rave serial number 250. This was the monster. This was the one where we set the over-under at 100,000 early on in the live stream last night and sort of chatted about it amongst ourselves in a Jordan group chat that I just happened to be a member of. Serial number to 50. It is a tier 2 Jordan card, but not by a lot. It's the Superman, and what can we say? It's a Pop 3 card. It went for $108,000 last night. Here are the highest prices ever paid for Jordan Rave serial number to 50 last night. And guess what the next closest was? $30,000 in 2022. This is 3.5 times the highest price ever paid for this card in any grade in history, including the year 2021 when the whole hobby was going bananas. So I don't know, man. That is a really, really big number. I have got to believe that we're going to find out who purchased this card, because when you pay 108 grand for a card that last sold for 30,000 is the highest price in history, you're going to be the kind of person that's going to post that card on Instagram. So let's stay tuned and see who won this card. If you know in the comments, let me know. I'm sure I know the gentleman that purchased it. It's probably going to be one of a select few company, but here's what you can't argue. You may never see it again. You may not see it as long as you're in the hobby or I'm in the hobby. It may be 12, 15 years. It could be next year. You never know. But, oh, man, that's a big jump. $78,000 jump from the last sale is a big jump. And I know it's a PSA 10, and I know it's a Pop 3. That's a big-ass number. But it's not unexpected, because that's kind of what we thought it was going to sell out. And then the winner of the auction, ho-hum, here we go again. It's just like the tortoise and the hare. Everybody can shit on the card. Everybody can say it's a high pop card. It's Pop 321. Oh, I can get one anytime I want to. You can, but you need 200 grand, and that's kind of what we're getting to, and that's kind of going back to what I said about the LeBron refractor, only this is on, a much higher level, is that it is the most in-demand sports card in the world, period. Especially when you consider, I should say this, it is the most in-demand, affordable sports card in the world. Now, is it affordable in PSA 10? Of course not. But any basketball collector out there, even if you don't collect Jordan, knows the Jordan rookie, the 86 Fleer rookie, and yes, you can make your star arguments, I get all that, but the 86 Fleer 57 is the most in-demand sports card of all time, in my opinion. Certainly the most in-demand basketball card of all time, and you can get it at some grade. Anybody can put one of these into their collection as their grail. If you're a very low-end budget, budget collector, you can pick up a PSA 1, you can pick up a PSA Authentic, you can, if you got real huge nuts, you can go buy a raw one, right? But this PSA 10 has an NBA silver sticker. I don't know how much that adds to it. I know this. We looked at this card up and down, backwards and frontwards, left to right, and it's a really good looking PSA 10 copy, as evidenced by the $216,000 sticker price here last night. Here's what the card's done over the last 6 months. It's up. I don't know what else to say. The card, it is up over the last 6 months. Look at the card over the last year. Anybody who's you're in denial if you don't think this card's starting to run again. I like that it's going up and to the right, but I like that it's going up and to the right at a reasonable pace, right? I don't like that, in the past it's gone from 40 to 120 to 800, right? That was inorganic, silly, dumb, and illogical, right? It made no sense. But look at this. The card was in the 150. It dipped below 150 to 144, and then an exceptional copy sold. We're going to throw that one out, right? It was a PWCC I Appeal sticker. And then the card came all the way back down, 158, low 150s, 160s, 170s, and now the card is moving. It has not sold below 180 in a really long time. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sales in a row above 180,000, and 4 of those 8 sales have been over 200,000. This sale last night of 216,000 is the 4th highest sale out of the last 23 sales. Now, if you want to talk about the flip side of the coin, it's an exceptional copy. It is, and it's not a gold NBA sticker. It's a silver NBA sticker, and it doesn't have a PWCC I Appeal sticker for some reason. I don't know why PWCC missed this one, because I looked at this thing all over, man. This thing looks really, really good, even for a PSA 10. So you could make the argument it's just an exceptional copy, Cajun. Shut your stupid mouth. You're just pumping your card, and maybe I am, but I tell you what, I can't pump the data. The data is the data, and that's a lot of data points over the last year. It's another thing. There's 2 a month selling. How long is this going to go on, right? How long are we going to sell 2 a month? 23 and 12 months is pretty close to 2 a month. Over the last 2 years, it's more than 2 a month. So that means the pace has at least slowed down a little bit. And as the pace has slowed down a little bit, we've seen the price stabilize and start to run again. And that's kind of what we always talk about in the hobby. When the card shows up every day, over and over and over, or once a week, it can have a negative impact on the prices. But this card has gone down. Now it's twice a month, right? At some point, it'll be once a month, and the price will rise even more. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. I would like to get your comments in the comments below this video. I kept it as short as I could. 24 minutes is pretty good for me. 24 cards in 24 minutes, that's pretty good for me, because I got a big mouth down here in Louisiana. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. I hope you have a great weekend, and peace.